Hey, Mario Gonzalez here, Navy to Navy Homes, talking today about rental property inspections. Whether you're a DIY landlord or a property manager, these are some best tips and tricks to doing a rental property inspection. So rental property inspections, some people call them condition reports, and that's truly really what it is, because you're not hiring a home inspector. You don't care how cold the air condition is, you want to know that it works and you want to know that it's in good condition. So all right, the three main times you're going to do these inspections, one is at the beginning of the lease, the second is probably somewhere in the middle of the lease to see how the tenant or resident is keeping up with the home, and then the third is at the end of the lease to see what the condition they left it at. Now, the most important of those three, quite honestly, is the move-in inspection. Without that move-in inspection and it being documented properly, you can't really hold a tenant accountable past normal wear and tear at the end of the lease if you don't do that. So make sure you do that move-in inspection absolutely every time. You can't miss that. So the first thing and the most important thing about rental property inspections, or condition reports as some people call them, is that you don't need to do them yourself as a DIY landlord or as a property manager. You're incurring risk if you do that. You need an independent third party at arm's length away from you that's doing this inspection. It puts a wall of liability protection for you, so no one can ever say, hey, you were biased in that inspection. Our property management company, that has happened to directly, and we had to get 2 lawyers involved. I won't go into all the details, but you can't win if a tenant, and their tenants are getting more savvy, or an attorney comes against you as a landlord or a property management company and says, you did this inspection, you may have been biased. You can't win that argument because you can't prove definitively that you may not have been biased. An independent third party that does these inspections is putting the biggest layer of protection for you. The second thing is, every single home that you do has to be done exactly the same. And as a property manager, it's very difficult to say, okay, I have property manager A, Sally, and property manager Tom, and I want them to do their things exactly the same, even if they're trained. So what an independent third party does is that's all they do. So they can go and make sure that the exterior, the interior, the testing of the smoke alarms, that everything is done exactly the same every single house that they do. And that's something that you can't do. If they have, property manager Sally in your company and property manager John, and they did the reports a little bit different, and the person you're appearing in court on at the end of this whole process, and they're saying they're challenging your move out charges, if they say, let me see another inspection of another home, and those homes aren't alike, you have a problem if they're not done the exact same way, especially if that person is of a protected class, because if they're of a protected class, they could scream fair housing. And trust me, a fair housing dispute is much more costly than any security deposit claim you may have. The third part is, your photos need to be very clear. They have to be able to have good resolution. Now, there's some talk about photos, vice video, vice the 360-degree panoramics. I'm gonna say that the 360 panoramics and the video are great for overall presentation of a home. What some of them lack, not all of them, some of them lack fidelity into saying, hey, see this little spot right here on the wall? That's what I'm talking about. And a lot of times that may be difficult to bring into a court setting and show a judge if you don't have the fidelity there. Photos still kind of win the gamut of that. But I would say that for overall protection, a combination of some sort of photos, videos, 360-degree panoramic things is all a good thing. The next point is, it is vital that you do exterior and interior photographs, or whatever you're doing, of the home in a way that you can hold that person accountable. So if you're taking pictures of the lawn, of the exterior, the stucco, the wood, the brick, the roof, the fascia boards, you also want to look at preventative things. So not just a condition that the owner needs to be aware of. Every single room needs to be done the same. The flooring, the ceiling, the walls, all 4 of them, the closets, the doors, the windows, the blinds, the fixtures, the ceiling fan, the fixture covers, you name it, it all needs to be documented absolutely the same in every room. Is the water running? Is it dripping underneath the counters? Is there water damage down there? Also in the appliances, are they working? Are they functioning? What's the brand of the appliance? What colors are the appliance? Take all those photos as well. You'd never know what type of things can disappear. You're also looking inside and outside for pet evidence. Is there any evidence of pets? Especially if, and this is a mid-lease or a end-of-lease inspection. The last thing, we'll call it part number 5, is code-specific items, okay? And you need to, in Florida, for instance, you have to have specific items for your smoke alarms. They have to be tested annually. They have to be in specific cases. You have two different types that you can have in Florida. If it's not wire electric backup, then it has to have a 10-year sealed lithium ion battery. Little things like that, not everyone knows, but when you are having this home as an investment home, a rental property, you have to make sure that they are there, and it needs to be documented on your inspection. For instance, in the smoke alarm, hitting the button doesn't tell anyone if the smoke alarm works. It will tell you if the beeper works or not, but it doesn't tell you if it properly detects smoke. The only way to do that is canned smoke. You can do it real smoke, not recommended. Use canned smoke. Some other code things that you will see, window screens on windows. There's different code things around the country, and you need to make sure that your property management, company, or you as a DIY landlord really handles all those inspection code points to prove, yes, Your Honor, all those things were in there beforehand and we took care of those. The sixth and final thing is you need to have this date and time stamped. If a tenant is present in the home, you're doing a mid-lease, have that tenant sign the inspection as well. So that's the last and it's a very final part that you need to basically say this is when it was done, especially if their tenant is present, they can acknowledge it in that thing. So we've hit all those points, but as always, if you have any questions, reach out to us, see some of the other blogs.